Hello and welcome to the Kayden Gordon Show, today's best country mix. Joining me right here today is Wally Bartfay. Wally, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic, Kayden. Yeah, thank you for having me on your show. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you for taking the time. We're excited to have you here with us today.
Yeah.
So let's get started by getting to know you a little bit and how you got started in music. I know you've got a very interesting story.
Oh well, when I was a young lad, growing up in Quebec, a place called Châteauguay, it was the suburbs, and my first musical performances were actually in a seniors' home. I used to volunteer with my sister Kathy and my cousin Irene Bellin, and we would put on Christmas concerts for veterans and seniors. These are individuals who are often forgotten at Christmas time, and we wanted to give back to our community. And my mom and my aunt would bake cake and cookies and so forth. So those were really my first so-called public performances. And when I went off to college, a friend of mine, Danny Arsenault, who unfortunately passed, we used to play in coffee houses around the Montreal area, and really enjoyed that. And then after went off for some more schooling and what have you, and family happened, family and careers and so forth. And I really haven't picked up a guitar for over 30 plus years. And then COVID came about and we were locked up. We had the lockdown here in Canada, in Ontario here. And I saw the old guitar in the corner and decided to dust it off and started to write music again. And in the past, I hooked up with a gentleman, Stephen Wrench at Music and Film, and Wayne Killis, who produced a couple of songs for me, 3 songs to date in the past 5 months or so. There was She's the Boss from Hell, It's Friday Night, and my latest release, Ball and Chain. And all of them have been making the charts. So I'm very excited about that. So my music seems to be getting some traction and some radio play, around the world. And I'm very excited about that. And music is very dear to me. I've also done some research related to music. I'm a prof here at Ontario Tech University in the Faculty of Health Sciences. And I've been doing some work at Ontario Shore Center for Mental Health Sciences. There's a special unit called the Clinical Demonstration Unit that we put together. And you have patients with dementia. And my interest in dementia really stems from my dad, who passed away last year. He had vascular dementia. There's 100 different types of dementia, Alzheimer's being the most prominent. But as the dementia progresses, you begin to lose short-term memory, and after even long-term memory, you forget your name, you forget loved ones. I know my mother, who was married 61 years to him, passed away. Couldn't remember at times who she was. It's very upsetting. But one thing that worked for him, it was we used to sing old folk songs. And these old folk songs, as a form of music therapy, would decrease his agitation, and he would recall certain events and certain people. And that's how I got into doing some work with dementia patients here at Ontario Shores, really with my dad, as seeing that it benefited him. But my first clinical experience with a dementia patient goes back to the 1980s. This is in the Montreal area as well, in a hospital called Douglas Hospital. And there was a patient with really advanced Alzheimer's disease. And I was reading in her chart, and her daughter was there, and it said that she needs to play piano. And I said, I want to try something with her. And we put her in a wheelchair because she couldn't walk anymore. And we wheeled her to a piano in the common room for patients. And I put her hands on a piano, and she started to play, and she started to play and play and play and play and play for like an hour and a half. And the only reason we had to stop her, because lunch was being served in the other room. But you can see the delight, the joy, and all these old memories that music really evoked in her. And if we take a patient with dementia at rest, normal brain activities, it doesn't really light up. Those brain scans don't really light up. But when we play some of their old songs that they remember, we do that CT scan, for example, we see many parts of the brain being engaged: the temporal lobe, the frontal, parietal, cerebral, limbic systems. They all light up. It's like a firestorm. And it has many therapeutic benefits. We're just rediscovering it. The ancient Greeks used to do music therapy. The god Apollo, ironically, is we have one god for music and one god for medicine, Apollo. The ancient Chinese character for happiness and music are identical. It's over 2,500 years old, this character. And ironically, the character for music, for medicine, is the Chinese character for music with an extra line on top with two extra horizontal lines, a vertical line with two extra horizontal lines. So music has been around for a long time to help take away pain. Chanters and chanting and drumming, rhythmic drumming in indigenous populations around the world. And we're only starting to rediscover some of the benefits for music. We all love music because it makes us feel good, or memories. We like to dance to it. Sometimes we like to cry to it as well. It's good for us. But it also is medicine, for the mind and for the heart and for the soul, I would argue as well. So that's kind of my connection with music. It's been an integral part of my life for many, many years. And I hope it remains, a part of my life for many years to come as well.
Wally, I gotta say, what you're doing is absolutely amazing. For your two songs, Ball and Chain and It's Friday Night, can you tell us a little bit about those two songs and why you wrote them?
Well, It's Friday Night's a good old honky tonk country song, real upbeat. People work all week, and we go to a honky tonk on a Friday night to relax, have a good time. In this case, meet your girl there, and enjoy life. Just to get rid of that 40-hour week of stress. And what better place than a honky tonk to feel good and meet friends and get together, those good times. That's what it's all about. That's what It's Friday Nights all about. And the latest one, Ball and Chain. Well, if you think of a ball and chain, it's really, I guess, a metaphor for life. It could be a metaphor for life, for work, for relationships that have turned sour. And sometimes you need to break free. So that's what that song's about. It's about breaking free, moving on with your life, realizing that, it's time to move on, basically, and break free from that ball and chain. Again, it's an upbeat, it's maybe some people think of it as a heavy topic, but in this case, once you're free, you feel much better, right? You're moving on with your life and having new relationships and so forth. So that's what It's Friday Nights It's Friday Night and Ball and Chain. A little bit of a summary, a little bit of a taste of what it's about. Yeah.
And Wally, if people want to find you on social media, where will they be able to find you?
I'm on every single social media. So if you punch in my name, from Spotify to Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, I'm everywhere. So basically just punch in my name, Wally Bartfay, Bartfay, and whatever social media you want to connect with. And I'm there. I'm there. TikTok and everything else. I'm on everything now.
Awesome. And Wally, is there anything that I forgot to mention that you would like to mention here today?
I think music, touches us on many, many dimensions, and it's one of these, I would argue, universal languages. We don't, you could listen to a song and it may be in Spanish or in French or German or, Japanese or whatever language, but we can associate with it. We know that song is a happy song or a sad song. and we can connect with it. So music really is this universal language that I love. I love music. I love to write songs. I love to perform my music, and I love other people to hear it as well. But it's really that thing that unites us as humans. You know, it's music. That humanity is really music, and I guess that's the message I would like to put out there. Yeah.
Well, Wally, thank you so much for taking the time to come on the Kayden Gordon Show, today's best country mix. We appreciate your time and support, and thanks for all you do.
No, thank you so much for having me. Have a great one.